A lost episode, shattered in the darkness of TV but the pieces glued back together to create a light-hearted TV show called The Simpsons. However, one piece was sucked in by the immoral of animation. That piece was a lost episode, which caused all of the episodes to be inconsistent of the American channel Fox. If anyone dared to fixate their eyes on this sinister episode, which drains all life and happiness from the Simpsons TV show, you would never see the show the same again. That's a promise. Written entirely from the hand of Matt Groening, Dead Bart will send goosebumps all around your body and make you reach for the light switch, making sure never to be alone in the dark again. Summarising the whole story will go as follows. The author of this story first heard of the lost episode while visiting an event where David Silverman was speaking. He was well known for directing a lot of the episodes for the Simpsons TV shows. While Silverman was speaking, someone attending the event raised their hand and questioned Silverman about the actual lost episode. According to the story, Silverman stood up and left the event. Furthermore, asking anyone who worked or was involved with the show about this episode would result in the crew doing everything they can to stop you communicating to Matt himself. Being at a fan event showing the author of this story was a big Simpsons fan, he luckily had the chance to directly converse with Matt himself. After asking him about the episode, Matt's happy face of accomplishment drained, and so did the colour, leaving him looking like a ghost. On the threshold of crying, Matt scribbled down a website address onto a little scrap piece of paper, handed it to the man, and pleaded him to never mention the episode again. Going home, he obviously got on his computer and entered the URL onto his web address. The web page was completely black except for this yellow piece of text that stood out, a download link. Downloading the file and finishing the download, the computer started acting strange, like the download was an actual virus instead of an episode, like he was expecting, quoting, "It was the worst virus I'd ever seen." Nothing was working for him. No way of fixing the computer unless totally wiping it and rebooting it. Before he did this though, he copied the file onto a blank CD. Fixing the computer, he slid the CD into the computer, and as he hoped, an episode of The Simpsons was there. The episode started off like any other, with the exception of very poor animation, worse than any Simpson episode created. The first act was seemingly normal too, with the slight changes of Homer seeming a bit more aggressive, Marge a bit more depressive, Lisa seeming she had some form of anxiety inside of it, and Bart seemed to have this passion of hate for his parents. These things may seem slightly different but relatively odd. According to the writer, the episode was about a plane trip. As they aboard the train, this is where the episode took a turn for the worst. As the plane set forth into the wind, gliding through the air, Bart, as mischievous as he normally is, breaks a window in the plane, getting sucked out of the plane almost instantly. Bart fell to his death 50 feet above ground. A shot of his dead body was shown on the episode. A photorealistic of Bart's corpse smashed into the ground was displayed. Skipping over to act number 2, it was of a family meal, all around the table, obviously except for Bart. Crying was heard. They were all grieving over the loss of their son, and to Lisa, the loss of her brother. The crying turned more painful and sounded a lot more legitimate than how it started, like the voice actor was actually crying with pain instead of voice acting. Decaying, the animation seemed worse, like it was visually rotten. If you listen closely too, you could hear the slight ominous murmuring of the characters. The video started blurring out, making it hard to tell what from what. The characters' figures stretched, everything and everyone looked like vivid colours with distorted shadows. This ear-piercing dreadful crying lasted for the whole of Act 2. Passing a year by, every character including considerably overweight Homer were thin to the bone. Sitting at their dinner table however, there were no sign of their baby or any of their pets. Deciding to visit Bart's grave, you get a glance of what used to be Springfield, however now is a deserted spirit land. There were houses still, but as they journeyed onwards to their son's deathbed, the houses faded into scribbles of animation. Arriving at the cemetery, they got to Bart's grave, however he wasn't buried underground, he was just there in front of his tombstone, his rotten corpse sleeping silently. All of the family began to cry again, but shortly stopped and just simply stared at the body. Zooming into Homer's face, he apparently tells a joke, but you cannot hear in this version that the author watched. Slowly zooming out again to end the episode, there were many gravestones. Upon each one had the name of a guest star appearing on The Simpsons. Some that not anyone had even heard of in the year 1989. Even some that haven't even appeared on the show. Michael Jackson and George Harrison were also there. The dates were also there for when they actually died. One thing that struck the author's attention at the end of the episode was the dates of the people who were alive, but had a predicted death. Everyone had the same date to die on. That's where the story ends. First thing I want to mention is the main dead Bart photo. For anyone who is scared of it, I am about to show it, so skip to this time to miss the photo. Speculation about this image is that it is already from an episode from The Simpsons that has definitely been aired and goes by the name Brother from the Same Planet, and actually is meant to be Homer, even though it really does look like Bart. So if the image actually is Homer and already is being used in an episode, does that change anyone's opinion on the story or make it less scary? Looking around the internet, it was hard to find information on who made it, when it was made, where it was made. Either the author of the story kept him or herself anonymous, or the story isn't just popular enough to have background information. The story is well written and does give you a nice chill of fear sliding down your spine. However, the publicity of it is little, and I have never heard of a missing episode mentioned by any cast or in news of anything. I've heard stories of people on 4chan releasing the actual footage of this supposed story, but I couldn't find the original video, nor could I find any follow-up links from any sources from 4chan. You can also visit the Simpson wiki, the link is in the description. This is what the page looks like from the story of Dead Bart. Now, I have no idea for sure if the wiki is just run by some fans or people of The Simpsons, but if the creators of The Simpsons ran the Wikipedia, I doubt they would put this small story on such a large popular TV show website. However, carrying on, the page states that the story is most definitely fake and was written up by a fan. Fox never had anything to do with this episode, and the videos of it on YouTube are just episode clips or fan-made clips that have been edited around to make it look scary for the viewers. The episode is most definitely fake. Is anyone still scared? Does anyone believe that this episode is real? Nevertheless, does anyone believe that the wiki is incorrect or people are trying to cover this episode? Because if it did exist, wouldn't people want everyone to believe that it's not real so no one could ever view it? The videos on YouTube may be definitely fake, but what about the URL that allegedly exists? Did Bart really die in the lost episode? Did Simpsons really go that dark? Does the conscience of the episode eat into Matt Groening's creative mind? Who knows?